Hey guys, how's it going? Are you good? That's good, I'm good. Thanks for asking. Obviously this is going to be a Civil War review. Originally I had intended it to be with one of my friends, but I'm just going to do it myself because he's always really busy and it's just hard to make plans with him. And I know I said that this week would be I think I said gaming. But I really just wanted to get this review out there because Apocalypse just came out, and well, I want to focus on Apocalypse next. I don't want to worry about Civil War anymore. I mean, I love it, but Apocalypse is out now, so everyone's more focused on Apocalypse and Civil War. I just wanted to get my 2 cents into the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Civil War reviews that are already out, and probably a lot better than mine. Anyway, let's talk about Captain America Civil War. Now, this is going to be very energetic because I love superheroes so much, especially Marvel. I'm such a fangirl. It's really bad. And while I don't read comics. I don't read the comics. I don't have time. I'd love to have one comic series to read. I mean, honestly, I really want to read the Civil War storyline. But anyway, when I do have some free time, I get bored enough and I will look up a character and read their entire backstory, all of their alternate versions, and how they connect with the characters. So I do know quite a bit about most of these characters. Vision I'm a little iffy on, but I know enough that I can talk about him. And I know a lot about the Civil War comic storyline as a whole. I just haven't read it. Let's talk about the plot as a whole. It was really good. I mean, it wasn't what I thought because I do know about the original comic storyline. I was expecting it to be a little different. I was expecting Iron Man to be a little bit more evil about it because he is quite evil in the comics. It's not evil as in a Joker or Bane evil. It's more of he wasn't the one you were meant to root for. He was doing things very underhandedly, which is what happens in the comics. Word vomit, I can't speak. I'm trying to get too much out at once and it's just all bleh. Anyway, I was expecting Iron Man to be a lot more like the comic book Iron Man, where he uses robots and all this other stuff to trick the other Avengers into signing up, or making them out to be the villains, making the other Avengers who didn't go for his cause out to be the bad guys in the situation, which is what I was expecting. I'm really happy that didn't happen because I quite like Iron Man. I mean, he's not my favourite, but I quite like him, and I didn't want him to be that character. He just looks honestly quite troubled after the events of Sokovia. Which is good because you need that kind of character development and emotionalness. I can English. Let's talk about Spider-Man. He was the best all-round on-screen Spider-Man. While Andrew Garfield was a good Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker, this guy was the best Spider-Man all-round. He was a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man. And he was the Spider-Man that we wanted. I mean, he wasn't on screen for very long. It was a couple minutes, but all those minutes were the best minutes of the movie. He made some of the best jokes. It was just funny. He stole the show. His time on screen stole the whole movie, in my opinion. I mean, you don't have to follow my opinion, but yeah. The only problem with Spider-Man is we didn't get to see more of him. He wasn't in there for long enough. He wasn't. He really needed some more screen time. I mean, the time he was on there was great, but it just seemed like that they only had him for a few minutes. They could only use Spider-Man for a few minutes, and then when the minutes were up, they're like, no, stay down. Can't be here anymore. Go over there. Away. Back to Sony. They seemed like they were rushing to get rid of him. Now, Ant-Man. Oh my god, they had Giant Man! I love Giant Man. I'm so glad they used the Giant Man aspect of the whole Ant-Man suit in the movie. It was beautiful. It just made me really happy because I love Ant-Man and Giant Man. Just as a whole, it was great. Ant-Man was an excellent addition to the movie. He was funny. Or not quite, like him and Spider-Man together just made the movie amazingly funny. That whole airport scene was one of my favourite scenes in the whole movie. With the exception of the very memed car interaction between Bucky and Sam. I'll try and find a clip of it to put here. Let's talk about the division of the teams. When the teams got released, I didn't know as much about Scarlet Witch and Vision as the other superheroes. I just knew that Vision was a powerhouse. And so when I saw him on a team, I was a bit confused because my initial thought was any team that Vision is on is automatically going to win because Vision is just this ultimate be-all and end-all of power strikes. He is the strongest one and that's just it. No other team's going to beat anything with Vision in it is an ace and they're going to win. Once I learnt more about Scarlet Witch, I was like, yes! Perfect! These are really good teams. Each team member is quite equal to each other. There's always an equal counterpart for each superhero. Vision and Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye and Black Widow, Falcon and Rhodey, Bucky and T'Challa, and Iron Man and Captain America. Like, they were really well-rounded. There was also Ant-Man versus everyone and Spider-Man versus everyone, but those two would have also been quite well-rounded with each other, making it a pretty interesting fight to watch. I mean, there are a few issues, like Vision could have easily taken out everyone and then focused on Wanda, or Wanda could have just taken him down in a second. My argument to that is they don't want to fight each other at all. They're all like lovey-dovey. They just don't want to fight each other. I like the idea of them following the Scarlet Witch and Vision romantic storyline, and my thought is that maybe Scarlet Witch and Vision don't really want to attack each other because they're all like, oh no, I like him too much. What I didn't really like about Civil War was Cap's obsession with Bucky. I get that they're best friends, I get that, really I do. But it's really, they're talking about what happened in, I think it was Wakanda. No, it wasn't Wakanda. What happened at the very beginning of the film. Scarlet Witch feels so horrible about it, and Cap walks in and is like, it's my fault. He mentioned Bucky and I became this 16-year-old in Brooklyn again. I was like, why do you need to do that? But Scarlet, she needs another form of consoling other than you bringing up your own problems. Like, that's not how you console people. If I had just accidentally killed someone and someone came up to me and was like, it's my fault, I got distracted, I let this happen, it's my fault because of this and this, I'd be like, no, it's not, I'm the one that did it. This is not how you console me. Give me a hug or something. Don't try and make it seem like you're at fault because you're not. And oh my god, that just annoyed me. If Cap mentioning Bucky for the first hour of the film every 10 minutes until Bucky was found, that's all Cap spoke about, and I was like, no. No. Let's talk about the villain. Zemo, he managed to flip them and have them all against each other so quickly. It was amazing. Like, oh my gosh, he is a great villain, really. I don't know him as well as some other characters, so I can't really say much about him. But from what I've seen in the movie, I really hope he has a more overarching storyline because he was really good. Really driven and really creepy. I mean, it's a great villain aspect. So I really just hope they continue that. I feel that the progression of the whole film was pretty good. I mean, again, there are some issues of just minor things that didn't really... I mean, to me they didn't matter because I'm such an insane Marvel nerd. I'm such a Marvel nerd that anything they put into cinemas I'll watch, no matter how bad it is. I will watch it a million times. I love most of their films. I mean, I have some trouble watching a few of them, but my decision, my opinion is very biased because I'm just so obsessed with superheroes and they mean so much to me that I love anything that they're in. So it's really hard for me to write a review that's overly critical because I don't want to analyze it negatively because I just love it so much. But I will admit there are a few problems. It would have been for someone who has not seen the other movies, who is not likely to go look up the characters, who is not invested as much as someone like me. It would be immensely confusing to watch this movie because it has some inconsistencies if you don't know about the characters, and it might not make a lot of sense. If you weren't to watch Age of Ultron, if you just watched Captain America movies, this might not make a lot of sense. If you just watched Age of Ultron, this probably wouldn't make a lot of sense either. If you've watched all of the Iron Man movies and all the Captain America movies, it would make a bit of sense, but again, because there's new characters and stuff, that it wouldn't make enough sense for you to want to watch it again. I really would recommend watching all of them, because otherwise you will miss out on story points and it won't make a lot of sense. But Civil War is honestly one of my favourites. It is good. It is really good. I think it's good. I mean, again, I'm biased because I'm obsessed with superheroes. And some of the best parts of this movie were the good little interactions between characters like Captain America and Spider-Man. Like, they spoke about where they were from and comparing, like, very briefly. There's also the fangirling that Peter Parker had over Captain America and Scott had over Captain America. Scott was awestruck. It was beautiful. The ending kind of annoyed me. I mean, do they get out of the raft? Don't they get out of the raft? What? Is Iron Man ever gonna call them again? Is Tony Stark ever gonna call them again? Really, really ever cool Cap. Like, honestly. I mean, probably, but it's not my point. Like, it was good. I just wish the ending clarified a little bit more. Like, does he rescue everyone or just Sam from the raft? Who is he rescuing from the raft? What happened with Black Widow? Is she getting arrested? Is she being arrested? What about Vision? Like, but it was good. It was honestly pretty good. The directors were good. It wasn't Joss Whedon, which upset me because I love Joss Whedon. But it was the Russo brothers who did Captain America the Winter Soldier, and that was amazing. I mean, it was an espionage movie, and that's not really my thing. But it was still great. It was so well made and so well done. And just, everything was just great. And you can really see that they were trying to keep a consistency with Civil War. They were trying very hard. Yeah, when we're talking about the two cutscenes, they're pretty good. The first one shows Bucky in Wakanda with T'Challa getting healed, and it sort of gives you a good look at the Wakandan jungle, which was beautiful. Oh, it was so pretty. I love it. Wakanda is pretty. I want to go to Wakanda. It's not even real. And the second cutscene was Peter Parker in his home in Queens, sitting on his bed, and he's playing with this like wrist thing that Tony gave him, and it projects a symbol, and it is his Avenger logo on the top of the wall, and it's really cool. Thanks for watching. I mean, I really don't know how good this video is going to be, but I tried. I really did try. I didn't write any of this down. I'm just babbling at a computer. It's all word vomit. At a camera, not a computer. It's all just word vomit. So if it actually becomes a good review, let me know. Anyway, leave a comment with your team, who you would be on, what side you'd be on. Let me know your favourite characters. Mine are Vision, Wanda, and Peter. Those are my favourite characters. Let me know yours. Let me know if my reviewing skills suck. Give me some advice. Anything. You can also like it if you did like it. And feel free to subscribe. Bye. Maybe.